We're recorded. Oh,
Let's get rolling on
Oh, it's so it's so cringy.
Okay.
That's painful.
All right. Well, I think we're at, what are we, 112?
112.
All right, welcome to episode number 112.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Back again.
We're loaded on Lansdowne, Red Sox baseball podcast. I'm your host, Mark Jacaris, alongside the always the super producer, Andrew Andrews, and it has been a couple of months, folks, and we are glad to be back.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
But between COVID-related issues in my home and the lockout, we have not been here.
No, let's be honest. The biggest reason is literally there was absolutely nothing to talk about.
Yes.
It was, and listen, we are very, very creative people. Don't get me wrong. But
I'm not talking about minor league, like
no. And
acquisitions.
I'm not talking about the difference of the international free agent pool between 36 million and 39 million.
Right.
Like, no, we're not having that conversation.
Not doing it. But we will talk about
now we're back.
The season that's coming up, and obviously some big news this week.
If I can say something real quick, I literally, when we weren't doing shows, my plan was when we start doing shows, my new gimmick is going to be like, I hate baseball. And I'm going to talk about all the reasons I hate. Because I was very, very negative. Like, I hated baseball during the lockout. I hated what they were arguing about.
No on the field.
Oh my God.
The
there are so many more problems in baseball. And they were arguing about, like, the owners had a problem, like, whatever. Either it was the arbitration pool or whatever, or like
international signings,
like
drafts, and all that
and
stuff.
when you hear stories like, oh, they're $6 million apart, or there's 32 teams, $3 million apart, divided by 32.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
One of the issues
I wanted to be such a absolute negative baseball fan, and then all of a sudden they agreed, and now the season's start, and
we only lose one week.
I'm back, baby. No, they're gonna fix that week. We're fine. I'm back, baby.
I think one of the issues too was like they were like $200,000 off or something, like something awesome.
Yes.
Just like, come on, guys, figure it out.
200. Like, one of those guys has everybody
in his pocket.
Every single person at that meeting, whether you're the player, whether you're an owner, lawyer, every single person at that goddamn meeting has that money in their pocket.
Exactly. Which makes it frustrating for the rest of us. It's like triple our salaries. All right. Anyway, so obviously today we're going to talk about the Trevor Story acquisition. Red Sox signed Story to 6 years, $140 million. It is. He's got.
I think it's crazy, to be honest. He's in the world of baseball, man.
He's got an opt out for
year four. Yeah.
And the Red Sox also have an option to pick up a 7th year, which negates, his opportunity to opt out.
Yeah.
Interesting note on that: he does not have a no trade clause. So
okay, that's something.
Which is kind of interesting. Evidently, Story obviously shortstop by trade. Xander Bogaerts supposedly, recruited him or was
gave him a call. There was a short time period where the anti-Xander Bogaerts defense was there.
Right. Which is bullshit.
No, he is a more than serviceable shortstop. I don't listen. I'm not putting him in the upper echelon. We're not. He's no Ozzie Smith. He's no the Cleveland guy.
Yeah. Vizquel.
Yeah, he couldn't hit, so I call him the Cleveland.
He's no.
No, listen. He's an amazing player.
Right.
Vizquel, such great defense. Couldn't hit a lick, so in the grand scheme of things, I don't give a fuck. But which is the Bogaerts thing. So we're talking about an elite hitter in the league right now.
Bogaerts is gonna hit, and he's gonna give you more out of his bat than most guys are to make up for. It's not even subpar. defense.
No.
It's just like he's not
He's not one of the best ever.
Right.
Okay.
At defense. Okay.
Trevor Story's not.
Right.
Like, people are writing articles about the way he covers shortstop.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not. I do think, and it won't happen, unfortunately, because just the way the league works, and Devers and his agent, because the free agent year is coming up, and first base means less money than third base, so he won't move to first base. I mean, in a perfect world,
right?
It's those guys, Story
or Xander,
Story, Bogarts, whatever.
Yeah.
That's your third base and shortstop.
Right.
You guys figure out which one's which.
Right.
Devers is your first baseman.
Right. Well, you got to remember,
and you got like one of the better hitting outfields.
Yeah.
One of the infield, sorry, in ever.
Well, you think about it, and Xander Bogaerts essentially made his name on the Red Sox as a third baseman during the 2013 World Series, because if you guys remember, Will Middlebrooks was actually the starting third baseman. Will Middlebrooks, who actually recruited Bogey, said that recruited Story, says, "Don't go to New York. It smells like garbage." I guess that was the quote.
Fair.
So he's getting flack from the New York fans. But Xander,
they know.
Yeah, but
they know.
Yeah, I mean, come on. But Xander Bogaerts played third base on that 2013 World Series team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was the one. I mean, Middlebrooks got some time, but
Middlebrooks
was struggling, and they yanked
he
him
was
out of
the
there.
Young guy who was kind of a flash. And, oh my gosh, like he's got some hits.
Stephen Drew was the quarterback, the shortstop of the time. We've had a couple of beers, so you got to give him a spring. Stephen Drew was the shortstop at the time, shortstop. So they moved Xander to third, knowing he was the future of the franchise. And he's
even if Xander's shortstop and Story's your third baseman and Devers is your first baseman, that is and whatever your second base is, that's a legit hitting infield. Well, so right now it means Story at second, Xander, and listen, I guess it the whole thing depends on as far as is it going to be a historical hitting infield.
Depends on
if Bobby Dahlbeck becomes like somebody who not average, but if he can just crank the ball every now and then, you know what I mean?
So, well, I mean that's what I wanted to talk about. Like, how does the Trevor Story thing affect the lineup? All right. So for me, I'm pumped that you get an everyday second baseman, which you haven't had since Pedroia really got hurt and was trying to come back, and obviously he's retired now. You get a guy who's going to be playing second base every day. You can take Kike Hernandez,
which is
weird.
Play
in the outfield.
It's so funny because Kike Hernandez is a very good second baseman,
right?
And it just so happens he's a really good center fielder. And I guess because I think when he came in, he played both, but he was known as an infielder,
right? Red Sox really brought out the sort of outfield in him, and I love that move. I'm not entirely sure. Like, if people think that Jackie Bradley Jr. is going to be a starting outfielder.
No,
I really don't think he's going to be. If he is, he might start a couple of games in right field. He's not going to be your center fielder. Kike Hernandez is going to be your center fielder. Jackie Bradley's fast. Obviously, we know that. He's a good defender. Blah, blah, blah.
No. Jackie Bradley is excellent for if you're leading late in the game, 7th through the 9th inning, he comes in. If it's a game you had, maybe Martinez had to play the outfield. I mean, come on. He's a fill-in guy. He is your fourth outfielder at best.
Yeah. And then you have, Christian Arroyo, who is I like him as a player. He just gets hurt way too much. So, now this guy can sort of float around a little bit if you have a second baseman who's going to be there all the time. They got Dahlbeck working out at second base too. Almost like a Michael Chavis type of situation. They have him working out in the outfield. So we already know that, Cora likes flexibility.
Yep.
Right? So I think you are going to see a lot of these guys kind of move around a little bit.
No, I agree. I think Arroyo is the kind of person who might not be on the roster either right before the season starts or soon in this season.
Right.
He's the kind of guy where if another team has an injury and they need a flexible kind of infield kind of dude, they can bring him in. So Arroyo, I mean, listen, thanks for coming, love you, man.
Right.
It's all right.
No, he's fine.
I'm not married to him.
He's a backup infield.
But with Story, and I guess if Bobby Dahlbeck can be serviceable at first base, I don't really see why Arroyo is important.
Right.
Yeah,
I think
you can get another random utility, Brock Holt, Arroyo, whatever. I'm not doing this again.
Right.
I'm not going to make Arroyo be a Brock Holt. I just heard. Yeah, I'm not going to let that be that kind of guy. Right. You know what I mean?
I think Bobby Dahlbeck is your first baseman until he either can't hit, whatever.
No,
he's still a young guy. He's still a young guy.
You're right.
Everyone's like, bruh. Like last year was only his second.
I know, Mark.
Year.
I know, but there's a real good chance
that in 2020,
in the first 30 at bats, he could have like 24 strikeouts.
Oh, no doubt. With 6 home runs.
That's quick math. Well done. But it's.
I'm actually pretty proud of myself.
No, that's not you. But it's
the booze stock.
I really want. It makes me better. I really want him to be that guy, but I'm afraid that the kind of seems like the Red Sox style of changing the way people play, that the whole launch angle stuff with him.
Right.
He's the kind of guy that might have hurt. Did they really change his swing? And that concerns me.
Right. Speaking of changing swings, just because I read it right, but I didn't even have it in the notes for the show. I guess Verdugo is undergoing. They're in there in the cages with him. He's undergone some big swing changes. So let's see what happens with that guy. All right. So
sorry you said it, but his swing seems all right.
Yeah,
it hasn't been a huge issue.
He's got
when he's cold, he's cold. I get it, but
no, and he takes plays off occasionally. He gets the mental.
They're not paying him $1 billion. Right. It's for what it is. I'm fine with it.
Exactly.
He's a good player.
All right, so obviously Trevor Story. There it is. That was your big splash. That was the biggest contract.
The only splash.
The only splash that Chaim Bloom has really made in his tenure with the Red Sox. Red Sox farm system is looking good though. It's just climbing the ranks. So I think he's doing what he was supposed to be doing. I like this move. I think you need to also address some pitching, which we're going to talk about right now, because Chris Sale is hurt again, and he has a broken rib, and this is at least a 2-month thing.
When it happened, it's just I want to make sure we're clear because I assume he's a professional.
Yep.
When it happened, he told the Red Sox right away, right?
He did not.
But that's what you do, right? Like, I'm hurt.
Well, there was a lockout. They couldn't communicate. Which is bullshit. Because, of course, you pick up the phone and be like, listen, guys.
Here's what's going on.
I know that it's a lockout.
Our job, technically, we're not working in the summer. If, I not broke a rib, because that wouldn't affect my job, but, say I had cancer. I found out in August.
You would call your boss.
I'd call them and say, hey, I want to let you know what's coming down the pike. Right? Wouldn't you? That's just what you do.
Right.
And he showed up the first day and said,
I'm hurt.
And no, before that. Think about this. They went, hey, Chris, here's the baseball. And he went, whoa.
I can't throw that thing. I cannot throw that thing.
What's wrong, Chris? I think my rib's broken.
Yeah.
And they talk about how you did it.
X-ray, MRI.
Oh, that's fine. And then when people ask him this is what's killing me, dude. And I get the whole rib thing. This is what is killing me. That first fucking interview. And it's all you have to say is, I was working out. I cracked a rib. This sucks. I'm going to try my best. I want to get back. And he immediately goes into, I got to live my life in the off-season. My wife says, take out the garbage. I just got to grab the garbage and bring it out. I can't think about how that's going to affect my career. And it was just this one big, tough guy.
Texas tough guy.
Florida,
Yep.
But what's the problem? I got to live my life. You don't have to live your life.
Right.
You were making over $30 million a year. You were an ace on the staff. You're gonna be able to stop working at like 36 or 38 years old. Like, no, baseball's what you do.
By the way, if you're the wife of a professional athlete that makes that much money,
oh my God! If my wife asked me to bring the trash,
it should not be any household chores
no,
that involve anything. I'm not. I'm even vacuuming, right? You're like like my arm, like no. There should be nothing. That's why you have servants.
Yeah, we have a robot for that.
Right? We have a robot or servants, so we don't have to do that. Like, you know, like you pay someone to take out the garbage. No. You pay someone to fix your roof. These guys shouldn't be on ladders. No. They shouldn't be on anything. They should have people, like, you know, bowing down to them and being like, yes, we will do your bidding because you make $30 million a year.
I'm so sick of ball players like Chris Sale.
They're just like us, Andy. They're just like us.
Just telling me, how dare I question the way they prepare for the season?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
dude, if you're taking out the garbage and it's heavy, I don't want you taking out the garbage.
That's all you do.
I don't want you taking out the garbage. I don't want you doing anything with your arms.
And then the early report was that it was a hip injury, and because he was doing batting practice, which again, like, dude, you don't hit.
Yeah, I don't know if he was having fun or what that's.
No, like, I don't know, man. I think that, like, okay, George Costanza kind of, unfortunately, there was an unexpected trauma that happened to him, but he figured it out. The second he learned he was a hand model, the gloves went on. You know what I mean? It was just like,
yep. And that's what you got to protect. You got to protect it.
If I'm a professional athlete, I literally might be a bubble boy when I'm not playing.
I would be. I'd be laying on the couch. I'd just be like, not doing anything. Hey, Dad, you want to play Frisbee? Nope.
No.
I will hire someone to play Frisbee with you. And this is going to be hired, Dad. I will hire an actor that kind of looks like me, right?
Listen, guys, I'm going to retire 30 years earlier than every other dad, and we are going to be rich.
We're gonna live in the Caribbean and like the best places.
No, once I retire, I'll be on the beach stretching out, diving for catches. You know?
I gotta say something too. All right, Chris Sale, the Chris Sale contract that he's currently on. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say this because I've been thinking about it for a couple of weeks, ever since I've known he's been hurt. This Chris Sale contract is the worst in Red Sox history, and I'm not even joking.
Carl Crawford?
They ended up trading.
You got rid of it.
You somehow got rid of it.
It's bad.
This is the worst contract because here's why. Okay?
But you won a World Series.
Here's why.
He closed the World Series.
Chris Sale, because he couldn't start. Chris Sale was not a free agent, lest we forget, until after the 2019 season. So he closes out the World Series. Dombrowski gives him a 5-year extension. Rips up the final year of the contract and says, here's 5 more years. You did not have to do that at all.
He'd be gone.
You go and see how he does, okay, in 2019. Okay?
Wow.
It was so irresponsible, and it was just like, you know, like Dombrowski was like a drunk guy at a casino who had just won like a bunch of money. Like, he's just like bang, 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 bang. It was so stupid. You didn't need to do it. See how he pitches in 2019.
That's fair.
And then I wouldn't have given him the money.
No, they had a habit at that time of extending people, and I get it, because when someone's good, you don't want to lose them. But
he had a 4.40 ERA in 2019. At that point, I'm looking at it now, right? At that point, it was essentially,
for the record,
it was his worst ERA in the big leagues.
For the record, we didn't love the long-term signing either at the time. I'm
right.
I am
We've been
on the
consistent
record
with
saying
that.
I think Crisell is soft.
Right. I mean, I just he's injury prone. He stinks in the latter part of the seasons. No thanks. I think it was the worst. All right. So that leaves Nathan Eovaldi.
Yep.
Which I'm cool with him. He's been a great signing actually.
Yeah, he's all right.
I mean, he's been pretty good.
They haven't overpaid him yet, which that's what I'm worried about.
Eduardo Rodriguez is gone.
One second though, with
Yep.
Eovaldi, regardless of this year, when it comes up, if someone else wants to go crazy,
right,
I'm okay with that.
Well, I mean, I think if
you mean it
because Eovaldi actually was a free agent in 2018, and Dabrowski signed him. But
that's not been terrible.
He's been
that was one of the few Dabrowski deals that wasn't crazy. It was only, I think it's like $20 million a year, which I can't believe we're saying this, but I don't have any problem with the Eovaldi trade. He's hurt too much-ish. Yeah, but he hasn't been too hurt. No, last year wasn't. A couple of starts. You know what I mean? It kind of seems like he works in vacations during the season. But you know what I mean? Like he actually is. Oh. No, he's smart about it. He's ready to go in the playoffs. Right. And hasn't been an issue. Yeah, so I'll take that. Yeah, I don't know. So you got Eovaldi. You have Pivetta. Right, Pavetta's coming back. So you got those three guys. Alex Cora has confirmed that Tanner Houck is going to be in the starting rotation. Garrett Whitlock is not going to be in the starting rotation. I like that. At first, I was pissed at that. I think this guy could do it. And then to your point, I said, who's going to be in the back end of that bullpen? And he can be like my boy. He could be an Andrew Miller kind of guy. Yeah, absolutely. He could be a guy who retired, by the way. I know, and I really liked him with Cleveland. I always wanted him to be the Red Sox. I think he's the kind of guy who can go the 6th or the 8th. He could close the game. Yep. He could pitch 2 innings. Oh shit, nightmare! And he comes out safe. Yep. Or he could come in the second inning and pitch to like the 6th or 7th. You know what I mean? I think he could be that kind of guy. So that's what I want to see. He throws hard. Stretch him out. Yep. Because that's the new way of baseball. I would like to see him actually not be the official closer, and I can understand how they would gravitate that way because as a team you want a closer, and as a player you want to have it, and there's cash involved with that. So I mean, I could get it how he becomes just a closer. I would rather have him be that just dominant middle dude where the other team knows that, like, if we go 5 innings and we're not winning, we're done. Because they can bring this dude in the 6th, and he can finish it, or he could go to the 8th, and then you have a closer. You know what I mean? Like, he could get them the closer. Right, and it depends on the score, and then you bring in that bar. Yeah, we don't have to, because a lot of the teams you play, you know that, listen, if we're tied in the 5th, we're still okay, because the 6th, 7th, 8th, they're going to just put in whoever sucks, and we'll see what happens then. Because they have a good closer, so we'll take them then. So I would love that situation. Yeah, so again, when I was thinking about it, I wanted to see, Eovaldi, Pivetta, not maybe in this order, Eovaldi, Pivetta, Tanner Houck, Garrett Whitlock, and then, you would have Sale. And I said to myself, that's not a great starting, but you can't do it. And today's baseball is bullpen, man. Right. I think that it is. I am Blown in Tampa kind of plays the way. And, the Red Sox have gotten a bunch of bullpen arms. Hansel Robles is back. Derek Holland. You remember that dude? He used to pitch for the Rangers. Lefty, mustache. That was his claim to fame. But remember when the Rangers were going to the World Series like every year? And, of course, they lost every year. They lost like a while ago. Yeah. So, yeah, he's older. He's like 36. But he had that stupid mustache. He's in the mix. Red Sox also signed old friend Travis Shaw. He's back on a minor league deal. Let's see what happens with that. Jake Diekman, left-handed relief pitcher. Who that could be anybody. I mean, I have no idea who that is. He looks pretty good. We'll see. Matt Strahm, okay, and of course, competing for the rotation, you have Michael Walker, Rich Hill. And Paxton, who's hurt. I don't hate the Rich Hill. I don't. To be honest. I want to hate it because he's old,
but
and
he can still
he seems to
still
throw
pitch.
okay.
He's from Massachusetts. He's from here, dude.
Yeah, he seems like the dude too who can just like eat innings.
Yep.
Even if he's not pitching great,
Is he going to be better than Erod this year? Who's going to have a better season? Erod in Detroit.
wow.
Rich Hill in Boston. For essentially, this is going to be a swan song, right? Because he's like
It should be.
He's like a year younger than me.
You know what? It should be Erod.
Yeah.
The answer should be Erod, right? He definitely should be the better guy. He's younger. He's talent-wise, I think he is better.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, what do we get for predictions for the AL East? Okay, so the Blue Jays add Matt Chapman. Okay, he's a 30-dinger threat.
No doubt, man.
All right, they already have a sick lineup.
Vegas has them as number one.
You beat them out by 1 game last year, right? You made the playoffs as a wild card. They didn't.
Their starting rotation has some serious. Their bullpen sucked last year,
right?
And their starting rotation is
they got that. They got the Ryu dude. New York Yankees trade Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela for Josh Donaldson. They're older, but he's still capable of hitting 30 bombs.
Yeah, right now in Vegas, they're the number one seed. They're like plus. It was like 380. Or
and that, by the way, that trade was
190.
That trade was all about defense.
Plus 190, I think they were. Yeah.
That trade was all about defense because the guys they got back, they're going to plug right in there. These guys aren't mashers, but they're good defensive players.
Yeah.
And don't sleep on that. I think people are like, oh, I don't know who these guys are. Like they got that weird shortstop, as well. And he's not weird. He's got a bizarre name that I can't even pronounce. I'm like whatever. And then I don't know. It's like I don't know. I think the Yankees approach there is interesting because defense up the middle. I mean, you know what I mean? So did they get better? I just don't want Gary Sanchez to hit fucking bombs off us anymore with that stupid shit-eating grinny on.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see that thing go. But Josh Donaldson is legit.
No, he's legit. I like him.
All right, so the Rays, they haven't done much.
It doesn't matter with the Rays, though.
They're always going to be.
I'm not doing
they're always
this.
going to be there. Yeah.
There's going to be 2 starting pitchers who we have never heard about. I can't mention them now. I could Google something and maybe say their name. And they'll both throw like about 100. Yeah, they'll both throw over 100 miles an hour. They'll have a breaking ball that goes down around like 72 that cuts across. Yeah, and they'll each win 17 and 19 games.
Right. I mean, they signed Corey Kluber. I'm not scared of him. I mean, he's 3-4 against the Sox, 4-something ERA.
No, they have a lefty. They have a lefty right now that's going to make people just confused.
Right. It's going to baffle Red Sox hitters. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So what do you think? Where do you put the Red Sox right now as far as the standings go? Because before Trevor Story, I had them in 4th place.
No, but listen, Red Sox made the playoffs last year.
Right.
Okay.
Did they play over their head, or is this really who they are?
No, this is who they should be. This is who they are. Okay. I think they have a very good lineup. I think Trevor Story makes the lineup even better. I think they are a wild card team. Almost, if they're not a wild card team, it is a disappointing season.
Right.
And then with who they are, that should be the way it is every year. I agree. No, I think they contend. I think they can contend for the division. I do worry about Toronto.
Yep,
that sucks. I think Tampa's going to take a step back.
I think the Yankees are going to take a step back. I really do. I don't know. I just don't.
That's fair.
See the Yankees, I don't, even with that defense, okay.
I don't think overall the East is as good.
Right.
I do think there's a real good chance Toronto runs away with it.
Yeah. I think they could, win 104 games.
They could hit their way into something crazy.
Yeah. Well, Vlad Guerrero, I saw a picture of him on Twitter. He's dropped 20 pounds, and he kind of had that bigness to him.
Yeah,
dude, his stomach is like a chisel.
Yeah.
And he's still got. I mean, he's going to hit 40 home runs this year.
No, it feels weird, but there's a real good chance if they get pretty good pitching.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be great.
Yeah.
They get a couple. If they get pretty good pitching, their bullpen. We'll see what happens. Their
starters are mad too.
But they could win 100 games.
Right. I think they could.
I agree.
I see them winning.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but I think the Red Sox. I mean, they're better than the Rays on paper, man. It's just the freaking Rays, man. I'm going to call the Red Sox third place team right now.
Well,
I really am.
Wild card team?
Yeah, I think they'll make
three teams in the
division because of the new collective bargaining agreement. You have more playoff teams. You know what I mean?
I have to say that's a real disappointment because I thought the 1 game playoff.
Yeah.
I know
it was exciting.
I know Felger screams about it all the time. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, me too.
And with my baseball world, it's
think about last year.
I'm not watching
Red Sox Yankees 1 game. That was awesome.
Which is awesome. But I'm saying in general, I'm not watching out of market that much anymore. I'm really not.
Right.
And when it's a 1 game playoff, everybody's watching.
Of course.
I'm watching it.
You're watching the Pirates play the Cardinals.
Yeah, it was Red Sox Yankees was awesome, but it could be anything. You're right, man. And I really think that's a dumb thing for them to get rid of.
Yeah.
What an exciting, just guaranteed moneymaker.
Yep.
But
automatic Game 7. You know
and just the owners wanted more guaranteed teams in the playoffs, didn't they? That's what we're getting down to, right?
They're going to revenue share, and it doesn't matter. If
that's too bad.
Anyway,
because those nights were just awesome,
It's like, dude, the wild card game's on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like the NCAA tournament.
Right.
I don't care about these teams. I really don't follow basketball.
Right.
But the loser season is over.
Right.
I'll watch that game.
Well, that's why football's such a big deal.
Yeah.
There's no series in football. It's like you make the playoffs, you lose, you're out.
That's it. So it makes it exciting. It's too bad that they screwed that one up because I really think it did.
What do you think of? By the way, I do want to say this. I'm so tired of people calling it the ghost runner on second base.
It's not a ghost runner.
It's an actual runner.
Guy.
Like ghost runners when you played wiffle ball.
Yeah, when you only had 4 people playing, you had to pretend people.
It's you and your buddy.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay,
that's a single guy on second. Ghost runner.
Ghost runner on second, ghost runner on first, whatever. It's not a ghost runner. It's an actual runner, and you just put it on second base to expedite the game. The reason why they're doing this year is because of the shortened spring training. They don't want people to get hurt and all that.
I love it.
I still like
no brainer. Love it.
Still love it.
No brainer.
What do you think of? We were talking about this earlier. My rule of if you want to throw at a guy, and the guy wants to fight you, you just set up a ring on the pitcher's mound and you just go at it.
You did a little bit much.
What do you think? Hockey, baseball goes full hockey.
No, I think that's a little bit much, obviously.
Of course it is. There's too much money.
Too much money. No, but I do love the...
You want Vlad fighting Chris Sale?
Right.
Dude will shatter.
Oh, my God. But I like the idea of the guy in second. I like the universal DH. The pitch clock, but we're not calling it pitch clock. We're calling it a pitch timer.
Whatever.
But 14 seconds?
Yeah.
And that's coming soon.
It's beautiful.
14 seconds. I really like that.
Absolutely beautiful. All right. Moving on. We are going every week from now on, we are going to read, well, I'm going to read whatever. You can please pitch in. Terrible Red Sox social media hot takes or posts where it's just like, what are you talking about? Incoherent ramblings. So
Mark's hoping to start fights with people.
And listen, look, Sunset, heart hands. Love you guys, Mina, on Facebook, but some of you guys with what you have. All right, so here we go. You ready?
Yeah, okay.
They just this is verbatim. Okay.
Who said it?
I'm not even going to do names.
Oh, we're not gonna say names.
Not gonna do
So
names.
some random.
I can't do names because
No, that's fair. We're
you'll
not
never-
starting.
you'll
We're not
never-
starting real fights. Some random dude.
some random guy on Red Sox Facebook group. They just had the Trevor Story press conference. He signed and will actually, lucky for them, will be playing the second base. Andy, what do you got on that? Let me repeat it.
No,
They just had
that might be a Google Translate.
They just
We
had-
might be in trouble.
The Trevor Story press conference. He signed and will actually, lucky for them, will be playing the second. It's like Starfire from like Teen Titans Go,
Yeah.
like the second base.
No, that ain't great.
All right, so that was awful. Here's the next one. Testing out our new protected lineup, not prospective, protected lineup on MLB The Show, playing random AAA team. So this guy posted a screenshot of him playing MLB The Show. And I guess you can play minor league teams on MLB.
So
The
his
Show.
major league lineup was playing minor league teams.
Right, but he's testing out our new protected lineup. So Trevor Story's in there, which he meant to say perspective. And the AAA team was the Memphis Redbirds. Okay?
Okay.
So then this was one of the comments. And I quote, red, period, birds. Then there was an eagle emoji. Record is like regular season record versus Red Sox spring training or double question mark.
What? ...
Don't get it. Yeah, neither do we, dude. What are you talking about? ... And how it a fair lineup. Fair. F-A-R-E.
Oh. ...
And
He's English.
I can't, dude. And
I
you
can't do it.
Hugh are the Redbirds. Eagle emoji. Not who. Hugh.
No, people aren't great.
H-U-E.
People aren't great on social media. I mean, I don't understand. So there's so much there.
I don't understand anything.
So he's running a simulation of the new Red Sox lineup against some
A
random
AAA
major.
team on MLB The Show.
Why wouldn't you run it against a
the
major?
Yankees.
I don't understand that.
Why wouldn't you run it against the Dodgers? The best team, in, like probably the best team on paper in baseball.
I don't get, like, how's my team gonna do against some little league team? Like, okay,
How's my team gonna do against Boston College in spring training?
it doesn't.
It doesn't make sense.
It's a pile of assholes.
All right, that's it for episode number one. What are we? 112.
112.
112 of the Loaded on Lansdowne Red Sox baseball podcast. More tomfoolery next week. We're back at it, baby. We're psyched to be back. We're glad to have you guys back. Glad to be back with baseball. And
Wrap it up.
we're wrapping it up. All right. See you later. We'll see you next week.
Peace. You gotta shut that off.
Ah,
This is so
Jesus
embarrassing.
Christ, I gotta go up here. My goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious.
End meeting for all.
Yeah.